I just want to take a few minutes today and just give you an update as we're going through this 2018 growing season on 360 chain roll. And we're really seeing the same thing that we have the last several years with chain roll. And it just continues to impress me what we're doing coming out of these fields of extremely high residue the year before, extremely high yielding. And we're just able to recycle those nutrients in that residue and get it down. And so I know residue can become an irritant to many growers if not managed right. We come into the spring and it creates havoc for the planter paths. And we just struggle to be able to get the stand established to come back and raise the crop on that same field the next year. And so as we look at this moisture in this chain roll field, it's moist and it's wet. And you can see those serrations that we made with the combine head last fall just continue to fill up. As we look into last fall, you know, it came off the corn head and we sized it for that first time with the corn head, and it was basically for the most part in about 6-inch pieces, serrated 2 or 3 times in that 6-inch piece. And we had a little bit of degradation last fall. Things started to fill up with water and we started to get some tearing through the freeze cycle. We came into this spring, we saw some early, again, just filling with water, potentially some splashing up of some dirt, microbial activity starting to go, and we just saw this residue start to stretch itself out. But the real true tale is once the beans were planted and we helped with that planter pass. Certainly that's a key part of chain rolls, to help with the planter pass. And as these beans come up, that residue just starts to shrink down. And as we take those tons and tons and tons of residue, we just start to see how we helped with the planter pass, and then just as it starts to disappear, as the beans come up, the residue starts to disappear. And as these beans are going to be waist tall on me before too long, we're going to be able to come in this field and see very little residue left between these rows, and what's left you're going to have to scrape up with your fingers. And so that's what 360 chain roll really does. You know, one of the most popular rolls on the market today are the opposed rolls, and what you're going to see there in those fields is you're just going to see larger stalks and less degradation. So really just with the progression of our yields and the progression of residue, we're just seeing the need for some different technologies and just a different approach to residue management. And starting that in the fall with the corn head just continues to give us that advantage.